Spring was in the air. Arjuna was visiting from Indraprastha with his wife Subhadra. They were received warmly by Balarama and Krishna and were housed next to the music room in the palace. Arjuna had never seen the music room in Mathura and was curious to see what instruments were there. Subhadra and a smiling Krishna offered to show him their collection. There were banshuris, large and small, sarankhis, shitars, sarods and venas of all kinds, Rudra Vena and Saraswati Vena all lined up nicely. Some were kept in the cupboards, and amidst all of them, there was one grand sarankhis that Arjuna could not peel his eyes away from. Krishna watched with a smile as Arjuna looked at him as if asking for permission to play sarankhis, and he nodded his head. He knew what was coming. Arjuna folded his hands and closed his eyes in concentration before touching the grand sarangi. It had been a while since he had played it and he was rusty. Within minutes he was starting to get into his rhythm, and Krishna and Subhadra watched mesmerized. Subhadra had not seen this face of Arjuna amidst all the Astra Shastra. She was pleased to know that her husband had this musical side. After playing for 10 minutes, Arjuna stopped to loud applause. A crowd had collected to watch him play, and they were all applauding as he was showing his mastery of sarangi. Krishna playfully asked Arjuna, "I was going to give a concert in your honor this evening at the court. Would you like to accompany me?" "That would be my pleasure," replied Arjuna, "on one condition." Krishna raised his eyebrow as if he wanted to know what that condition was. "That I be permitted to play this sarangi." Arjuna replied, pointing to the grand sarangi that he had just played. "As you wish," Krishna smiled. They went over the details of what to play, sequencing, etc. Subhadra watched with wide open eyes as the two easily discussed the nuances and tales as if they were doing it all their lives. Arjuna went back to practice in preparation for the concert. Subhadra drew her brother aside and said, "As you can see, my husband is preparing hard. Do you want to dust off the bansuri?" Krishna smiled and did not say anything. He knew what was coming. "I can accompany you on 𝗤𝗚𝗡𝗅, she offered. Krishna and Subhadra moved to the adjoining room and were surprised to see the 𝗤𝗚𝗡𝗅 ready for play. Subhadra tested her reflexes a bit, tweaking the water levels in each cup before saying, "I am ready." Krishna took out his bansuri from his kamaband and started playing. Subhadra made a graceful entry with her 𝗤𝗚𝗡𝗅, and soon a crowd started to form. They were all discreetly tapping to the beat. As they finished, Subhadra realized that her brother had lost none of his touch. This was going to be a formidable display of talents. It was show time. Krishna was busy in the stables overseeing the distribution of food to the cows who were surrounding him and looking up at him, as if they too wanted to listen to the concert that was about to take place. Before he knew it, there were at least 100 cows who wanted to listen. The crowd at the palace waited for Krishna. The palace was seated with Balarama at the throne and the courtiers placed in good locations. Right in the middle were two set places for the players. Pakawaj, Do, Veena and other accompaniments were ready, and they waited for Krishna. Arjuna was ready and Balarama, a stickler for time, was looking impatient, wondering where Krishna was. Krishna was trying to extricate himself from the cows and rushed towards the palace. After what seemed like an eternity, he reached the concert hall when he heard Arjuna start playing the 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗃. Krishna morphed into clean clothes and barely made it to the hall to play his piece. The crowd was pleasantly surprised. An usher had just announced that Krishna was at least 15 minutes away. What then ensued was a beautiful feast for the ears as both Arjuna and Krishna tried to one-up the other. As the concert finished, everyone was asked, who won? What do you think? What was better, 𝗟𝗡𝗙 or 𝗤𝗡𝗙? Who was better, Arjuna or Krishna, or both?